Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to the Morning Mayhem show. Make sure my microphone's on. How are you guys doing today? I am Sam. Um, Lots to talk about today. I guess there'd be lots to talk about every day, right? I mean, there's just always so much to talk about. It's really hard to even decide what I'm going to talk about. Like news related, it just seems like the news cycle right now is just pretty redundant you know, uh, unless it's something to do. Like even the Diddy stuff is just redundant. Everyone's just talking about the same thing with just different theories, and no one's going to know anything for sure until the the trial, right? It's just all going to be speculation. Now a lot of people are saying he's probably going to beat it. That this has all just been some kind of weird conspiratory witch hunt, and that I heard guys yesterday talking, saying that they had the Cassie Ventura video of Diddy beating her down for 10 years before they showed it. Someone actually said that. And that's not even close to being the truth. They got that tape when they raided his house. So they said that they held on to it, showed the tape, then raided his house. That's not even close to being the truth. So, and this was like a big creator was saying that. And then of course another big creator comes out and refutes it. I was like, just like, what the hell? Why am I even watching this stuff? Right? What does it even have to do with anything going on with my life or your guys' life? But it's entertaining to an extent. I mean, we just use it for entertainment, but people are just getting like really in their bodies about this stuff, meaning, just really letting it affect their day-to-day life. Just like this show, and just like all this, the drama that's going on with my show, with the Lifeboat, with Reese and Marilyn Honig and Knife Hoarder, and all the hot sauce community. There's just people are just really invested in all this stuff. And I guess in a sense I am too now. But I just want to say, like, I really hope everyone knows like what my intentions were even coming into onto YouTube and into this world. I think it's pretty clear what my intentions were from the beginning, what agenda I had from the beginning. I really do feel like I showed that little bit of yesterday of one of my first streams, and I said it right there. Like, man, tattooing is slow up here. If I was in Billings, I would be busy, but I'm not. So I started, a legal channel, and so I did. I started that legal channel, and then someone reached out to me to go on do an interview. So I did, and I was honest in that interview about my entire life, and I figured just be what I do here, at treatment centers, telling my story, at churches, giving my testimony. It'd be just something simple. But from that interview, my life has been really turned upside down. It changed my algorithm to where I would run into the Lifeboat, see Tommy, connect with Tommy. You guys were all there for that. Most everybody was there for that. It was pretty organic, hey, reached out, said hi. And then, we started doing night yards, and then I went on Sean Atwood once with them. And then we started this show to have fun, and to have some place for you guys another place for you guys to come, for all his community. And then, and because by association, because him and Reese were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then fiancés, for you guys to come to. But all that is like crazy intertwined in my eyes, I just thought, like, hey, we're all like just here having fun. But then all the background stuff, like all that stuff was going on all the time without me even knowing about it. And then when I got hit to it, Tommy would just disappear. And then I would just be like, okay, for a day or two, or he hurt his back, fell off a ladder, true or not, who knows? And then, or else, his back was just killing him even before the ladder thing. So he couldn't come on. And that's cool. Like, I'll cover as best as I can, I'm not an orator like he is, but I tried to keep it going. I guess what I'm saying is now, it's all this background stuff. I talked to so many people yesterday on the phone, like finally, no more emails, no more texts, no more chats. I talked to people on the phone, and like I just hear so many different stories. Reese's people think that you used her to get subscribers. Like that was my agenda. I'm telling you right now, that wasn't my agenda. When it was happening, did I know that would happen? Absolutely, I knew that would happen. But is it some like secret plan I had to get Reese to come out with that after she told me about it? She told me about it because she was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I believed her and still believe her. Not like believed her like I did used to and now I don't. I believe her. She was like, I don't know what to do. Now, did she feel like the world coming down on her a little bit because of everything? Yeah, but I think that was the catalyst, right? Like having heard that and then just happened to record it. I mean, that was the catalyst to like her feeling the pressure. Like I can't sit on this, right? But was that my secret plan to get at my friend because secretly in the background, he doesn't like me. And I was feeling that and knew it. And I asked him about it. I told him just to take a break, bro, rather than confront him. It's like, dude, look, I get it. Like, I can tell you, like, you have like some weird dislike for me. Before I found out about, him actually saying all those things about me. And supposedly now he's headed north to come get me. Heard that from 3 people. He's headed north. He's coming to get me. Okay. You know where I'm at. So, but know this, Montana is one of the only states that you can have a felony and get your gun rights back. I'm just saying, that's not a threat. That's just letting people know that like I'm protected, my family's protected. Because it's Montana. It's the Wild West up here. It really is. And when you get off paper, you can write the judge and you can get your gun rights back. You have to state a purpose. And I mean, it can just be like, I elk hunt to feed my family. That's what people do up here. Super easy. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. But that's now the big thing because I reached out to Knife Porter, or vice versa. I can't remember who did first. But now we've been in on it together. All Reese's subscribers or the people that are close to her are worried about me now. And what my I'm trying to mend fences, not tear down fences. From day one, I've told you guys about my spirituality, and how what I get convicted of, and I think that's the proof has been in the pudding, right? Like I've never shown anything else but that. And until someone can show otherwise or prove otherwise, I think people need to take that, not with blind faith, because we all just got burned on blind faith. Just need to take that's the way it is. And then with the lifeboaters, was I trying to, or did I encourage Reese to put that out so you guys could see who the guy really is? So you could come to me to be like a leader? No, I'm in recovery. And I think anyone's recovery who's been affected by this, just know this. You had a place to go. It was like going to an AA meeting. It was like having a sponsor that you have access to every day online. That's what it is. Things change. And I think I already talked about that. And our recovery, there's many paths to recovery, and those paths can change and morph and turn. I've had multiple sponsors, and that's the way you have to treat this. It's just like getting a new sponsor. And we hope that Tommy gets treatment for his addiction, because I promise you, that's what it is. That's what it was. It had to be. If he was doing those things, it's because was in his addiction. And we make poor decisions when we're in addiction. I was a counterfeiter in my addiction. I was a drug trafficker in my addiction. Do I do those things now? No. If I became an addict again, I promise you I would at least sell drugs. I would have to pay for my addiction. Would I have two beautiful girls sit in the next room, watching TV and having breakfast and laughing and giggling about what we're going to do for today if I was in my addiction? No. So we have to accept those losses. I didn't plan on talking about any of this. I have Florida, Germany lined up. Those things you lose. Tommy lost his channel for a little bit until he gets better. When he gets better, hopefully Calhoun can keep it afloat, no pun intended or pun intended. And then Tommy can go back to that, and he can atone and be absolved. That's in my heart of hearts. That's what I truly believe and hope for. Truly. So, didn't plan on talking about that this morning. It just kind of came out. I don't know what segued into what, but it just kind of came out. I thought about it last night. Like, man, should I talk about this stuff tomorrow? Nah, just do the show. Have the fun show. I don't want any side. Not that there should be sides. I think Reese's audience and the Lifeboat audience, I think they're all should be intertwined and love each other. I know friendships have been made. And I know like feelings have been hurt and things are starting to heal. Reese is doing some healing on her channel with her recent shows. And I think that's awesome. But she has her channel. I have my channel. This is the Sam show. That's the Reese show. And that's why, like people were concerned that I removed her from moderation, and now I'm communicating with Knife Order or communicating with the other guys, Truth and Heat. It's really just communication. Like, really, all it was like, hey, thanks for removing me out of the ban list. You're welcome, brother. Who knows what the future holds? We just don't know. Now, is that like a secret plan to like do hit pieces on Reese or do hit pieces on or knife hoarder, like me and Reese, or me connecting with anyone? No, it's not. That's not how After the Bars rolls. It's not how I roll. Now, if I was in my addiction, I promise you that's how I would roll. I promise you. I'd be like, yeah, let's get everybody and just watch the whole thing blow up and burn, and we'll be legends on YouTube. It's not that serious to me. I just want a place of righteousness, of kumbaya, and not of kill Whitey. That's like an old prison term that we all had because everyone's against each other. You had to like watch your back. People getting rocked to sleep. I'm not trying to rock anybody to sleep here. I just want to have fun and love everybody. And I know people were invested in things and invested in people. And maybe this is a lesson not to invest. Don't invest in me that heavily. Just come here that it's going to be a safe place. I think people have been outspoken. We'll just use Knife Hoarder as an example. Like he's going to keep this a safe place until I give him reason not to. And that last part's not his words. Those are my words. I'm assuming that that's what it would be, because he's part of that truth seeker community, right? I don't expect like his community to come over here and like cheer me on. I would actually probably think that they wouldn't. So I don't know. I guess we'll leave it at that. We're gonna hold off on Florida and Germany real quick. What else did I have to talk about before we get into that? And some people are gonna win some T-shirts. Matthew Moore, Delaware County. And I haven't mailed out the shirts yet. I haven't even made them, but everything's on deck to make. I've had no time, guys, but I promise you it's gonna happen. Summary more. Oh yeah, I want to show these. There's some and I don't know if you guys have noticed, like a lot of people, a lot of big creators have been having some issues with StreamYard, the platform we use to stream to you guys. And I noticed yesterday when I was reading that manipulation letter, how there was nothing on the screen when I seen the replay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was nothing on the screen. On my end, it shows like Jesse on Fire, a few other people. They've all like been doing things, and the screen has been blank, and no one's known about it until just now. Like, you know, the past few days, they did this update. It's called Scenes, where we can have multiple scenes and group discussions in multiple different areas. That's too much. Keep it simple. So this week, I'm going to look into using OBS. It's a free software. It's got lots of options. We can do the Florida, Germany, and show the scores. And when people become a member, by the way, thank you for the new members joining after the bars. I really appreciate the support for the channel. It's awesome. But like now, like if you became a member, or now or in the future when you can become a member, it goes ka-da! It'll like do like little fireworks, whatever I want it to do. It'll spin you around, and I think that'll be pretty cool for content. We don't want it to get too corny, because we are a news recovery show, right? So, and then whatever else, a game show, fun show, just a community, right? Okay, I'm gonna say hi to a few people. Good morning, Russ. Thanks for being here. Good morning, Heather. How are you doing? Paula, how you doing? Paula Tubbs, how you doing? Knife Order, how's it going, brother? Russ Allen, how's it going, brother? Is there two Russes? Oh no, that was Russ 2 up there. Hey man, how's it going, brother? Karen Stein, how are you doing today? Sherry, how are you? Sherry, I see that you're on Legal Livewires too. I don't know if I'm going to keep the Legal Livewire streaming simultaneously. I did that just to let my Legal Livewire audience know that I was doing a morning show and that they should come over to the new channel. But I appreciate your support over there. Good morning, Tan Louie from Great Britain. Good morning, Prozen 164. Off work this morning. Glorious day. Staying tuned for live. Thank you. Good morning, Typer Mama 72. Appreciate you being here. Also, I am going to have help with the chat today. So if you have a question or a comment or a topic that you want to talk about, just put, Q for question, all T's for topic, and then C's for comment. Someone's going to put that in. I mean, it's my wife. On her days off, she can do that, help me out with it if she doesn't get sidetracked, which could very easily happen. Very easily. So good morning. Good morning, Kathy Wood. How you doing today? Good morning, my other's keeper. Yep, can't wait to play either. Good morning, Nat B from Nat B from Canada. I knew your name. I don't know why I said not. Good morning, my own eyes and ears. I love some of these names. Are super cool. Good morning, Shannon Trim. Jackie Azor, good morning. And have a blessed and beautiful day. That's perfect. I think my wife is putting things up in the chat. I just want her to put them, to star them. Is she already doing that? Yeah, she is. Okay, cool. Where the heck can I get a membership on my iPhone? Anyone? Oh, I'm sure that everyone can help you that. I don't know. I think you just hit join. And thank you so much. I promise you that everything gained from the membership will go to the production of this. I spend a lot of money on software to like create graphics and stuff like that. And then you'll see the videos that I create. Also, the little mini documentaries and things, those are all coming, I promise. My wife keeps telling me I have like 5 of them, or I'm totally exaggerating, 3 of them on, like, all I have to do is put images to my voiceovers and then release them. And none of it's gesture stuff. That's not my story to tell. I'm not going to steal that from the guys from Reese and Tommy, or just Reese. But other awesome stories, like crazy stories, you guys are going to be like, what? And then hopefully you guys like the documentary. Good morning, Auntie Monkey Pants. Good morning, Sanitarium Radio. Sanitarium Radio. I love that. Shut the fuck up, Darcy. All right, that's cool. Good morning, Danette. Good to see you. Good morning, Teresa. I think I wanna love. Good morning. Good morning, John. How are you doing, brother? Gail Grindle. Good morning. I'm so glad you made it today. Good morning, DS Kitty. Good morning, Danette McClure. Say good morning to Danette. Good morning, Shell. Nana of 3. Did that used to be Nana of 2? Didn't that used to be Nana of 2? Or is there multiple Nanas? Was it always Nana of 3? Good morning, Loudmouth Linda in the house. I just think of my mom all the time. I'm gonna have to show a picture of my mom and her really big mouth. And I love my mom. I'm not saying that disrespectfully. Like physically big mouth. Okay, anyway. Good morning, Jay. Lee, how are you doing this morning? Good morning, Jackie. Or say good morning to Jackie. To Germany, please. I mean, that's the question yet. Good morning, Ian. How are you doing today? Good morning, Greg Anderson. And I am working on getting glasses. Good morning, One with Cats. Good morning. That's so funny. You thought, hey, I steal a lot of stuff from Popcorn Planet, or I get, if I don't know if stealing's the right word, but some people might call it that. But like they're he's quick, man. He gets the drop on a lot of people, so I like to refresh him and see if I can get, if anything big that I think you guys would be into and that I would be into. I go to Popcorn Planet first. The scoop, that's what he gets. He gets the scoop. Good morning, Kimberly in Japan. So good to see you, Kimberly. Good morning, David Clark. Good morning, Caddy Connie and Loudmouth Linda. I love that. Love and Life, good morning. I said, what do you mean, what about meeting you, Russ? Meeting me, Casper. What did I say? I said good morning to you. Good morning. One with, I already said one with cats. Good morning. Okay. Good morning, Dangerous Journeyman. Okay, I'll try to keep up with the shout outs, the roll calls, but I do want to play. I don't know if you guys had seen. Actually, let's talk about the let's real quick. I don't mean to keep you guys hanging for Germany, but I want to talk about the since we are a prison channel too, a prison talk. I want to talk about the New York there hasn't been any updates, but they had a press conference, I think yesterday, and I want to share that. I'm making sure that it's coming up on the stage, and it's not. And I don't know why it's not on the stage. It's so bizarre. So I don't know what StreamYard plans on doing about that. Let me try to do it a different way. Let me try it. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to work this out. Let me see if that works. And nothing. Boy, StreamYard's really going to have to get that, figure that out. Because that sucks. That sucks for everybody. I wonder if I put it in the same browser as StreamYard. If it'll work then. Sorry, guys. I know this sucks, but I'm just trying to work out a couple kinks live. I got to do it live because I can't tell what's I really have to do this live. It's like, or else you can't tell what's presented. Hopefully this works. Dead air, dead air. Wow, man. That really stinks. That really stinks, guys. Speaker review, group discussion, media presentation. I think I just figured it out. I just figured it out. So I can't be in a group discussion. I have to be in a media presentation. Okay, that's good. Man, they really made this complicated. But you guys know that I'm not a complete idiot when it comes to this stuff. Oh, shoot. I'm going to have to get a hold of Jesse on Fire because he really was struggling with this. And I'll have to hip him to what's up. Media presentation. Now let me see if this works. And that did not work. Let me see if it works now. I'm doing it like this. Wow, you have to, every time you add something, you have to add a new scene. Anyways, we're going to listen to this a little bit. Basically, it's just it's about the labor dispute that has been escalating for months, impacting thousands of correctional officers. The press conference features NCOA President Chris Summers and Executive VP Matt Keogh as they respond to the ongoing strike, the state's actions, and the frustrations of their members. From staffing shortages and mandatory overtime to facility closures and safety concerns, the officers' unions lay out their case, pushing back against the governor's handling of the crisis. Emotions are running high as they address the accusations, outside influences, and the future of their negotiations. Is the state ignoring the needs of correctional officers? Are union leaders truly representing their members? Let's watch a little bit of this press conference and find out. It is super interesting, and it does get a little heated.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jim Miller, the Communications Director for NYSCOBA. To my right,
and please let me know
Chris Summers.
if you guys cannot hear that.
Is Executive Vice President Matt Keogh. I'm going to read an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions. for both Matt and Chris.
Okay.
Today,
Yeah, you
we
guys
would
can
like to
hear.
establish how we arrived to the ongoing labor dispute that is still occurring for many of our members in different regions of the state. The non-sanctioned strike that occurred didn't begin on February 17th as a result of one single incident. It is a culmination of frustration that has built among members since the HALT Act began in April of 2022. Despite voicing our opposition to the legislation since its inception, the climate and working conditions began to seriously erode over 2 years ago. As a result of HALT, violence steadily climbed to reach epidemic levels that exist today. As frustration grew among our members, we have communicated to the governor's office on a number of occasions and relayed to them that officers were at a breaking point and crying out for help.
I find it, and this is just now hitting me, which is crazy. I think it's a little peculiar that, because remember, this is where Robert Brooks was unalived. Robert Brooks was the inmate that was in some kind of transport. Remember, we showed it last week. How he was. We had the video body cam footage of him getting. Really, we just saw him being tortured, and about them discussing and plotting more torture until he was unalived. From the video that we shown about. He died, I think, 20 minutes later from that time, and there was no body cam footage of that actually, the ending moments. Thank God. I mean, we wouldn't have shown it, of course. It was already hard for a lot of people to watch. It was hard for me to watch. My gut literally turned upside down. Just watching evil, and it was evil when you get multiple guys plotting against this guy. For all purposes, the only thing he could have done was to say something. So his speech had them react to where they beat him to death, which is remarkable and unbelievable. So anyway, let me get back to this.
We brought forth a number of issues that needed to be addressed by docs and the state, as well as changes that needed to occur to create a safer environment for everyone in the prisons. Staffing issues, mandatory overtime, facility closures, prison violence continue to be brushed aside with no real solutions. We advocated for a number of benefits that were important to members like GeoPay and the death gamble legislation that were met with empty promises. That only added to the frustration that reached a boiling point in the Executive Assembly meeting on February 5th in Syracuse. Make no mistake, we have worked in good faith on behalf of our members to provide solutions to their concerns and entered into mediation with the state to bring an end to the current strike. It is quite apparent that the results of the consent award did not meet the expectations of the thousands of officers that continue to strike. We have members who did not participate in the strike and who are out on family medical leave and job-related injuries who are having their benefits canceled by the state. And to make matters worse, we now have outside influences with their own agendas now working on the behalf of a number of members that are attempting to negotiate a settlement with the state. For the state to entertain anyone other than NYSCOBA to represent the interests of our members would be going down a path that will only prolong the strike. NYSCOBA will continue to advocate for its members and push the state for real reforms that address the difficult working conditions that exist in our prisons. Now we'll open it up for questions, please.
Officers, we know that a number of officers out on medical leave have been forced to return to work. I mean, do you find that a violation of state and federal labor laws? And why haven't you pushed for them to push for their health?
We have been pushing to stop that. We don't believe they should be going in. If they're out on workman's comp or medical leave, they don't have the documentation to go back. So we have our law firm looking into it and pushing for our members.
What do you have to say to your members about this push for a full health repeal? the governor and the legislature have made it clear that it's not happening. So where do we go from here if, you know, your initial offer wasn't good enough?
Well, now we just have to sit down and try to we can't repeal HALT, so we need to make revisions to HALT, make it safer for both sides, for the officers and the incarcerated individuals.
Mr. President, what's the end game here? If your officers don't get off the picket line, what's going to happen? Like, where is this going? Like, what if the National Guard gets pulled away? Like,
He just asked if the officers don't come off the picket line, where's this going? And what if the National Guard gets pulled off? What are they going to do then? And back to to finish my thought earlier was that it's the timing is at the very minimum coincidental, that, you know, the officers, you know, unalive someone, but then all of a sudden this is, you know, they go on strike to maybe take attention away from that. But they say it's been going on for 5 months, and I'm sure it has. But I mean, you really can't blame the conditions of the prison to make you unalive someone. There's crappy conditions everywhere in the country, federal and state, and your really local, your county. I mean, I've been in some really, really gnarly crap holes that have been really, really crappy and was treated really, really poorly. But that's no excuse to unalive a human being, no matter what he did. I mean, of course, you know, in my heart of hearts, there's a few crimes that I would, you know, that I would rather someone be unalived, you know, but I pray that I don't feel that way. You know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. There's some crimes in that, you know, this is a tough one. The death penalty, that whole thing. Maybe we'll all talk about that someday as a Christian, you know. And I've been in Bible studies with SOs, and it's been rough, and it was really rough for my wife, you know, and we've actually left Bible studies because of it. But that's not what we should do. And we pray that our hearts can be lightened. But as a father of daughters, and as her a mother of daughters, it's just really hard. It's just really hard. Okay.
how long is this going to go on right now? Like, where is this going? It just keeps going the way it's going. What do you know, what's going to happen?
Yeah, where's it going?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Hey, at least you kept it
Obviously,
real, right?
We are trying to get them to go back inside.
But that's
and
scary.
we're working with the
What happens
governor's
to those
office
inmates?
and the department. But if they don't want to listen, like they have not been listening to us for the last year, then I couldn't tell you what's going to happen.
Do you believe the governor has the authority to end HALT through executive action? Are you encouraging her to do that?
Yes, she should be suspending under her action.
So you're saying she can bypass the legislature and do that?
I believe if she would act and call for a state of emergency, she could do that.
I attended the rally yesterday at the Capitol. Several speakers were saying.
So,
"How are
a
we able to
dictatorship."
close down?" Is that fair criticism?
I mean, that's the crazy thing about our government. If there's a state of emergency, we immediately become a dictatorship. That's state, local, and federal.
I don't believe, have we acted in their behalf on a legal aspect? Yes, we have. Have we acted in a standard that they believe that we should be upholding? No, we don't. Our union membership has no faith in us right now.
I love Liver Danette.
Chris and I were part of the mediation team, and they don't believe that the stuff we presented during mediation was their voices when it was. We fielded all stuff from every region, and we compiled a list, and that's what we went in and sat down with the mediator with. And as Jimmy mentioned to in his statement, that there's outside influences, there's proposals out there from outside influences. that mirror the mediation agreement with some different wording. The difference between that was it came directly from the strike lines. I don't disagree with some of the stuff that they have in there, but it is part of our mediation agreement that once it's clear and in place and everybody goes back to work, ours would be court binding as opposed to the stuff that the outside people are trying to get the Department of Corrections to agree to without us being involved in any way, shape, or form. But understand that Chris and myself would like for this strike to end any way necessary, short of sanctioning the strike, which we can't do because that would be the downfall of the union that we represent, and the membership that's inside the facilities would lose their representation. The folks that we have on our rainy day funds would lose the payments that they're receiving because they're under discipline. And the officers that went back to work, we still represent them.
By the way, five of the facilities, the prisons, I had a list of them. I can't remember or find that list right now. 5 of the facilities did go back to work, which technically it makes them scabs. And that a scab in a union is pretty bad, but they did go back to work, and hopefully they get treated fairly, scabbing across the picket line.
Outside forces, who are you talking about?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
who they
what are outside forces?
To be honest with you, I mean, we were presented with some lists that we didn't really know anything about until yesterday when we presented them. And through social media, and I don't understand, we always can't believe what we see on social media, but through social media, it's my understanding that the commissioner was on a Zoom meeting with people from 18 strike lines and their representative, and we weren't aware of any of that unless we saw it on social media.
Let me ask you an uncomfortable question. Obviously, you'll represent.
One more question, then we'll cut it.
Retired correctional officers causing an issue here, the fact that they're there, are they giving them advice that isn't in their best interest? Are some of the politicians who are supporting them, are they giving them giving them advice not in their best interest or in their best interest?
Well, you have the retirees out there supporting them, which they did that job for 25 plus years.
That's right.
So of course we're a family, so they're going to be there. Are they given bad information? I don't know that to be true.
The governor mentioned that she's working on a lot of Plan Bs yesterday. Has she spoken to any of you about what that might mean?
She has not called or reached out to me. I have no idea what Plan B is.
Well, you can read between the lines.
Talking about the governor.
In her budget amendment, she released that she would be allowed to close up to 5 prisons. Has she discussed that with us? Absolutely not. But read between the lines.
Ooh, that would be all bad. To close 5 prisons, that would be all bad for the inmates. And that would just be all bad because then they would start. I mean, I think Tommy and I have talked about that on Night Yard with Russ. When they start closing prisons, they start overpopulating prisons. And so then there's in a 2-man cell where it's already tight and small, there's 3 men, 4 men. They make the bunks 4 high. So you're sleeping like with this much space in between the ceiling. It can just be rough. But yeah, we'll just all say prayers for those guys and for both sides, the officers and the prisoners, that it all works out. And you guys know, you know what I mean? Like, we just need prayer for that whole situation, that those guys are all okay. The good officers and the good inmates. So, holy mackerel. Let's get to some of these star questions, and then we'll get to start. Well, let's get to the new members. Thank you, Diane, DS Kitty, for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. Tan Louis, thank you so much for becoming a member. Totally appreciate that. Ian Wallace, thank you for becoming a member. Man, it's so cool, man. I remember being on other shows and you see that, someone's been a member for 10 months, 12 months, and I'm just like, wow, man, they must it really draws me to the show for, to check it out even more. If people are or committed to a show for that long, or a podcast, or so yeah, I think that's awesome. Beam Williams has a question. Sam, when will memberships be about? Oh, today. thank you for the question, though. Kimberly Japan, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. Myra Malo, thank you for becoming a member. And thank you for gifting the membership. Those are super cool. I never thought I'd hear those words come out of my mouth. Thank you for gifting a membership. I really appreciate that. Kathy, thank you for gifting membership. Kyle, thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Kyle, you're going to be on the show real soon if you want to be. My buddy Kyle lives here locally, so we could have him come in and be interviewed, or just kind of hang out with us for the day. I think that would be super awesome. I would make him, clean up his act a little bit, maybe trim his beard down a little bit, at least sculpt it a little bit. He's a little rough around the edges right now. Kimberly Japan, just go by your pace. We're here for you. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I really appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Mindy, thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate it. Thank you, Shannon Trim, for becoming a member. And What the Fox, thank you for becoming a member. Also, Truth to Heat, After Bar Sam, please don't forget to do a video or video short about the MDC guard call, please. I hope everyone's having a good day. I will do that this weekend. I promise. And yep, that's the video we did with the correctional officer at MDC, and I'll just explain all that, and we'll do a whole segment. I'll just put together a video, and just like a quick 5-minute video, and I'll present that video and then answer questions. Thanks for reminding me. It is on my list of things to do. Thank you, Arabian Bar, for becoming a new member. And Russ says, everyone, Casper and I will be working on the prison talk show again soon. Yes, we will. We're just trying to come up with a name. We don't want to disrespect Tommy by using one of his, I don't know, it's not patented, but, his idea. We will do a different format, so it's not, strictly, his idea. But people did like that show. It was a place for them to go on Sunday night. And Wyoming through assistance. I'm a mod for one of the COs at one of the New York prisons. That's awesome. If that's a show that we could highlight here at After the Bars, I would love to do that and maybe bring some attention to the situation that way. That would be awesome. So if you could shoot me an email with that information, and I will present that here on the show, that would be super cool. Sherry, thanks for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. I don't think there's a special link that could be dropped in the comments or chat for iPhone users, but I don't know if YT still has that. I did put a link in the description. There is a link in the description of the channel also to join. And then there's also in the channel, I guess iPhone users couldn't see it, which is crazy. But it would have to be like right in the channel. And oh shoot, I don't. Yeah, there is a spot to do it. You just have to scroll over. So where it says home, video, shorts, live podcasts, you just slide that over, and then there's membership. So you can do it from the homepage. And thanks, guys, for becoming members, for helping other members become new members. Kim Watts says there's 3 sides to every story. Only one is true. Facts are it was violent and vile. I worked for a state hospital, psychiatric, and I can tell you with my own eyes, there was abuse of power for real, for real. Yes, Kim Watts. That's I've worked in a psychiatric hospital also. I've never talked about that. It was for about a year and I got burnt out. I got my certified alcoholics certificate in California. It's called a CAC. And I was the program director for a dual diagnosis hospital. And it was a lot of fun. It was, I thought I was going to do it for the rest of my life, get my master's in clinical psych, get my PhD in clinical psych. I literally got burnt out. They say average burnout is about 5 years. I got burnt out because of my codependency issues that I have, and also people pleasing issues that I have, even before I was an addict or knew I was an addict. Whenever one of my kids, because I was in a juvenile situation, whenever one of my kids would come back, with a relapse or something like that, their parents would bring them back to the inpatient setting that I was a program director. It would affect me to where it started affecting my mental health. And after a year of that, I just couldn't do it anymore. It was really hard, really hard. I don't know if that had anything to do with that comment. Question, do the inmates get let out, or are they locked up all day? They are literally locked up all day, every 3 days. And this is what happens in the feds. And this is a federal law. So the state has to do this also. So I'm assuming this is what they're doing if they have enough staff, but they're supposed to get let out for an hour every 3 days in a lockdown situation like that, and led to a shower. They might be able to use the phone for a few minutes to let their families know that they're okay, but they are provided with stamps, paper, and pencil, things like that. If they don't have it, they don't have to wait for a commissary or anything like that. Lisa White, thanks for becoming a new member. Really appreciate it. Question, why are they closing the prisons? So for staffing and for budget purposes, and because they might be just threatening to close those prisons. And I talked about how bad it would be for the inmates. It's equally bad for the staff. If they only have one officer per 400 inmates in a unit, make that 800 inmates with one officer. Of course, they'd have to put another officer in there, if not 2 more officers in there, because if something breaks out, they at least need one officer to be able to hit the deuces, which is to sound the alarm. Because if it's only one officer and that officer gets taken hold of where he can't alert the rest of the prison, then they have to have, you know what I mean? And for real, it'd be easy for the inmates to take over 3 officers if they planned it correctly. And I've seen it done. But we'll save those stories for whatever we come up with for the new night yard. Okay, so where are we at? Thank you, Texas Sunshine, for becoming a new member. Victoria Morton has a comment. Sam, you are a breath of fresh air. I'm happy you saw the light and are continuing on in your own beautiful way. Peace and love. Thank you so much, Victoria Morton. I really, really, truly appreciate that. Nano 3, what is Sam's email, please? Someone, a mod, please put up my email. It's insidethemindx@gmail. It's pretty easy. Just Inside the Mind, which is going to be a new channel eventually someday. But we got a lot going on here after the bars. If I could, I would just put all my attention to this one channel and just grow it as much as we can and have fun. Teresa Clay, thank you for becoming a new member. I love Teresa's avatar. That smile is just gorgeous. So cute. Good morning, Nana, or Nana23. Oh, I already did that comment. I've been saying Nana of 3. I think there is a Nana of 1 or 2, and then this is Nana 23. I think that's where I was getting that mixed up. Do you ever meet a guy in the field named John Lieberman? Wow. Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name? I'm going to just say yes, and I'm going to figure out where I know how I've met that person. And then a comment. Jackie Azor says, you have empathy. That's why it's affected you that way. Yes, I am. And I feel like it's corny saying it out loud. I am a huge empath. I never believed in that stuff, but someone told me a long time ago that I was an empath, and it was just someone I'd met like instantly. She could feel like auras and vibrations and things like that. And as soon as she met me, she could tell by my eyes that I was an empath. She said, because I look sad all the time. Even when I was younger, my eyes looked sad. And I don't always feel sad, but there is a sense of sadness about me. Yeah, even when I was pretending to be this big, bad prison gang member. And that's why anyone who met me in prison, they'd find out I was from California and a gang member. They'd be like, whoa, you don't have the same feeling as normal guys. And instantly they would know that I wasn't like other people, either in that gang, from that gang, which a video has dropped of me talking. I was interviewed about dropping out of that gang and how it came to be and why I dropped out. And it's super interested. And if I'm honest, I would say that I was never really even officially in that gang. The people who brought me in weren't in good standing with that gang. And so technically I shouldn't have never even been in it. I didn't desire it. I was just like, to hang out with these dudes that seemed okay to me at the time. They were just like, yeah, just be a part of us. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And it was all done. But there's a whole interview with me on Blood on the Razor Wire. You guys can go check it out there. It's pretty good interview, I guess, as far as interviews go. Me and Chad get into it a little bit. But my perception of the way he was asking me questions, he corrected me on it. I still feel it was slight digs he was making, but anyways, let's get to Florida and Germany. Yeah, it's all what you guys all been waiting for. Heck yeah! All right, let's get this started. Booyah! That's the stage. And now, because a lot of people didn't hear it, we are going to listen to the entire song of Florida and Germany, until I get sick of it, until I feel like you guys are sick of it. But welcome to Florida and Germany. Listen to the words. The words are super cool. Thank you.
Where the madness was made. A man wrestled a bear for his morning toast. Another found treasure along the coast. Who's to blame for this curious spree? Is it Florida or Germany? Was made. fight or a swampy brawl. Crazy news, you've heard it all. Put your guess in, let's hear you say, where did the story go astray? Florida or Germany, the choice is yours to make. Macabre or absurd, it's a quiz you can't fake. From gators and pools to sausage parades, decide where the madness was made.
Okay, that's Florida, Germany. Sorry, I let that play for a long time. It was turned down, and Mariana came and told me like, "Hey, you can hardly hear it." And I was like, I don't know. So I went and looked, and there's the volume. So sorry about that. The lyrics are super clever, and I can't take credit for that. That's all ChatGPT and Suno. But yeah, it goes from gators and pools to sausage parades. I love that. Anyways, the more you know. All right, here we go. So here are the rules, and like this can be morphed and changed. And we played it last week, and we had to work out some kinks. So we're basically going on the honor system, and you either decide. We put a 1 in for Florida. Here, I have a banner to show you. We put type 1 in for Florida or 2 for Germany. I'm going to read the story and you guys have to guess. I mean, it's simple. You guys have to guess 1 for Florida, 2 for Germany. And then you guys keep your own score. With the new system I'm going to have with the OBS, the chat, it's going to be able to keep score on its own. And there's going to be a scorecard with your guys' names and who's got the most answers. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. And so you guys were here from the beginning, and cheers to you for being here for the beginning of Florida and Germany. Hey, Blessed, how you doing today? It's good to see Blessed. Due to her busy schedule and things that are going on with her, she could no longer be a mod for us. But we just pray for her for peace of heart and peace of mind. With everything that's going on, and if we can get some ones and prayers in the chat for her, and then I'll ask the first question. And so I guess because we just asked for prayers for Blessed and ones for this round, instead of just putting a 1, just put Florida 1 or 1F or so. Yeah, just do 1F. For Florida, 2G for Germany. For this first round, you guys are on the honor system, keeping score, and we're going to read the first story. The stories are just a super short one line. As it grows, we will do more of the story. I tried doing that last week, and it just didn't work out because I digressed so much. But here's the first story, okay? Police had to intervene when an overwhelming crowd stormed the opening of a new vegan restaurant. 1 for Florida, 2 for Germany. I'm going to read it again. The name of the story is Vegan Restaurant Riot. Police had to intervene when an overwhelming crowd stormed the opening of a new vegan burger joint. That's a burger joint that's vegan. This is so much fun. I mean, we should have like a little background music. I don't know. I don't know if we should or not. Like I said, we're working this out because it's like the definitely not punk rock. Definitely not that. Yeah, we'll just play that. You guys can hear me hopefully pretty good. I'm sure. And I'll oh yeah, I just tested it on my iPad. So Kim, what Florida and Germany means? So like you're just guessing where the story originated from, either Florida or Germany. Okay, I think all the votes are in. That Florida was from Germany. Yep, Germany is. In the future, I will have the rest of that story. You know, like the entire story. Okay, second one. Okay, this is a good one. Florida or Germany? Authorities are baffled by mysterious ghost lights that have haunted drivers on a particular road for over 6 decades with no specific explanation. I'm going to read it again. Florida or Germany? Where did this originate? Authorities are baffled by mysterious ghost lights that have haunted drivers on a particular road for over 6 decades with no scientific explanation. I think I said specific the first time. And I really wish I had the entire news story now. Be political yet? Oh, is this witness or is that whiteness? Who's it? She just gave me the finger or somebody the finger for are we political yet? If we are political, you wouldn't like it for sure. I promise you. You will not like our politics. And that's probably why you're giving me the finger. It's called derangement syndrome. And if you really knew the show or knew me, you would know I don't have a political affiliation. But I definitely would tell you who I voted for. And that's not a cop-out. You could say it is. Thanks, James. Just, yeah, find out what's going on with her. Okay. Did I get the answer to that yet? The answer to that one by the haunted, the ghost lights on that are haunting on a particular road, that was in Florida. Ding, 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 Florida. Remember, you guys are keeping track of your own score. All right. Okay. We're going to do one more. I think we decided we were going to do 5 because 2 out of 3, there was a lot of ties. Opposition control. Well, that one's obvious. Here we go. Florida or Germany, a city is experiencing such severe raccoon infestation that authorities are considering allowing year-round hunting to control the population. I'll read it once more. A city has experienced such severe raccoon infestation that authorities are considering allowing year-round hunting to control the population. by whiteness, witness. I think it's whiteness. I think she's a white supremacist. We don't allow white supremacy here. This is not a racial program. Whiteness was a racist. Okay, well, which one did I read again? Oh yeah. It was the raccoon one. And where'd it go? See, this is what I mean by working out the kinks, man. I shouldn't do it with this many papers. I should just have them all on one page. Oh yeah, a city is experiencing such a severe raccoon infestation that authorities are considering allowing year-round hunting to control the population. Okay, I think all the votes are in. That one surprisingly is Germany. I would have thought that would have been Florida. So I would have got that one wrong. All right, so remember, you guys are keeping score, and I'm trusting you. I think with this many players, we really have to do the best out of 5. But we're gonna pick it up a little bit because if I was watching this, I would feel like it's kind of boring, even though we're having fun. Okay, a man impersonated Florida or Germany. A man impersonated a sports representative to steal diamond earrings worth $769,000 from a luxury store, swallowing them during his arrest. One more time. A man impersonated a sports representative to steal diamond earrings worth $769,000 from a luxury store, swallowing them during his arrest. Florida or Germany? The Alexander hashtag bras Miami arrested 11 December 2024. Remember any of that? I don't, but I'm interested in it. Sounds interesting. All right. A man impersonated a sports representative to steal diamond earrings worth $769,000 from a luxury store, swallowing them during his arrest. That happened in Florida. Okay, remember, you guys are keeping your own score. We're going to do one more. Raccoon decision. A man eating the vessels. Okay, here we go. This one's good. This is appropriate for the show too. Florida or Germany? A man participated in an obstacle course event called Evading Arrest Obstacle Course, where contestants navigate through fences and evade real police officers. Florida or Germany? Again, a man participated in an obstacle course event called Evading Arrest Obstacle Course, where contestants navigate through fences and evade real police officers. So real cops chase these people, trying to evade them through fences and probably walls and stuff. Florida or Germany? I'll wait for you guys to put your answers. We're going to speed the show up a little bit. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay. All votes are in. A man participated in an obstacle course event called the Evading Arrest Obstacle Course, where contestants navigate through fences and evade real police officers. The answer was Florida. All right. So you guys tally up your wins and just put your score 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. Just put your answer, the number you got right, dash 5. Or /. That's perfect. It's probably going to be a ton of ties. Vita got 5 out of 5. I'm going to star her. That would be great if we actually had just one winner. But I mean, it's okay if we have two. Oh, Kim Watt says whiteness or witness. I know it's not whiteness because there's no E at the end of T, but at first glance, it looks like whiteness. But she's not going to hijack the chat, so just let her be. I've already talked about her too much. I think it might be oh, Jackie's like, dang, she missed that one. 4 out of 5. Dang. I think you guys are so cool. Even after I said that old girl had 5 out of 5, no one like just, you know, I know you're being honest because else you would have said you were a winner too. Oh yeah, I started it. I think the winner is Beta. If anyone else had 5 out of 5, just let me know. Beta, if you want, you can either get. Let's say I'll do it like this. Like I said, we're still working the show out. I can send you a t-shirt, a Morning Mayhem t-shirt, or I can give you, let's say, 3 months free membership. But if I'm honest, I don't have any membership extras dialed in yet. That I'm going to do that this week. And that's going to be like a Zoom call, things like that. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff. A chance to come on the show. So you just let me know in an email. It's Inside the Mind X. Kim, Inside the Mind X at gmail.com. Kim Watts says, I don't know what Florida and in Germany stand for. Sorry. No, that's okay, Kim. Basically, and I better just come up with a description of every time we play it because we will have new viewers. So basically, all stories of the macabre, the strange, the bizarre, either come out of Germany or Florida. It's just something that people have realized for a really long time. It's just one of those things. Like crazy things always happen in Florida. Of course, crazy things happen everywhere. And of course, crazy things happen everywhere in other than Germany. But it just seems that a lot of crazy things do happen in Florida, and a lot of crazy things do happen in Germany. That's the only reason why for Germany or Florida. Maybe that's what Witness with an H was talking about. That I was bringing attention to Florida. I don't know. I'm not going to let her hijack my game show though. But yeah, that's what the show is. That's what the game's all about. It's not. I'm not from Florida. Actually, I was just in Tampa a few months ago, and I hated it. It's not me saying Florida power or Germany power or anything like that. It's just that crazy things happen in both of those things. I know you're not saying that, Kim, but maybe that's why old girl was saying, "Oh, remember this happened in Florida," and you're saying go Florida. No, I'm just saying crazy shit happens in Florida. You know what I mean? But thank you for asking that, because you're right. I do need to do a better description of what the game is. Again, it didn't quite go as I wanted it to. Episode 2 of Working Out the Kinks of Florida and Germany. Let's move on. Let's get rid of this music. All the haters are probably going like, yeah, man, your show's tanking. Not tanking, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Okay, guys. Back to discussion. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Is there any sobriety events, any milestones, anybody celebrating a birthday? Is there anything anyone has on their mind, or any questions about the show, about what's going on? I would love to talk about it. In the meantime, we are just going to keep checking on Judge Fleischer. Of course, we do that every day. We like to know what's going on with Judge Fleischer. Of course, you guys can't see that because of the way that they got this set up now. So let's take a look at this.
Carl Harris.
Let me make sure you guys can see that. Yay, you guys can see that. Hell yeah. Okay, we're gonna watch some outbursts. So this is the Claudia Herrig trial. The prosecutor was Christopher Becker. Herrig was on trial for the 2007 unaliving of her husband, an Air Force Major, Carl Herrig. She fled to Brazil and was later extradited. During cross-examination, prosecutor Becker aggressively questioned her about her actions before the shooting, leading to a heated exchange. She was convicted and sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after 28 years. Let's take a look at some of these exchanges. They're pretty cool.
Before you shot Carl Herrig, you were upset that he had an engagement party for you at Put in Bay, correct?
I thought that was very weird. That was a sign that something.
Yes or no? I'm not asking.
She said,
for
I thought that was very weird.
Before you shot him, were you upset that he trapped you or tricked you into marrying him?
No, I take blame for stuff
Yes
that
or
I
no?
do. No.
Okay. Before you shot him,
No.
were you upset that you had to pay for everything except for the mortgage and the electric bill?
I was a little upset. I mean, but it wasn't before.
Yes or
so
no? I'm
no.
only asking yes or no.
No.
Yes or no,
The
you were not
answer is
upset.
no. No.
Before you shot him, were you upset that his son moved to
Before every question, he just says, before you shot him, just really driving it into the jury. You know what I mean? No wonder. Who knows what her defense was? I think, it was probably like self-defense, constant mental abuse. I think it was a prosecutor's aggressive question about her actions before shooting the exchange. Yeah, she just claimed mental abuse. And so she never took the stand. I think she took the stand at the end of her trial, at the very end, just to kind of leave the jury with what she was trying to present. And man, the prosecutor just wasn't letting her get away with it before every question.
I don't know. I don't understand the question. I'm gonna answer no to. What's your? I not understand the question.
We're getting to the
You asking me
Can
if
you
I was.
answer the questions and not argue with me, please? Before you shot him, were you upset that he picked out the clothes you wore?
That is, I don't know why there was no objection before you shot him, or did you pick out the clothes he wore? How is that relevant? Who knows? It must have been because no one objected and the judge didn't say anything.
I didn't realize at the time that.
Yes or
I was
no?
being-
All I want to know is yes or no. These are simple questions.
I didn't like that very much.
Carl Herod cannot come in here and explain any of these situations that you testified to, correct?
Yes, he came through the voice
No,
recordings.
no. he
Oh,
didn't.
that's what
He
it
didn't get on
was.
his witness stand.
She must have testified to something about his clothing, so she opened the door to make that relevant somehow. I don't know.
Don't testify, Mr. Whitaker. Go ahead.
Well, can Carl Herod come in this courtroom and testify?
No.
Okay, thank you. You had already talked about getting a job back in New York with your old accounting firm, correct?
Yes.
And that would be with, I believe, Mr. Andy Wilder?
Yes, he was one of my options.
Right. And he was also another boyfriend you had, correct?
Never.
Never?
No.
Would you like to see
Yes.
Yeah, there were some emails between you, correct?
Yeah.
There were?
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of leading on like you should have
Yeah,
dinner.
men and women, they can flirt, but I never had anything with him, and I have no reason to hide that.
Right. So he indicated to you.
Is that a crime?
I asked the questions here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You shot and killed
Oh, I'm sorry.
Carl Herod by putting not one, not two, but 3 shots into his body, correct?
Yes.
All right. You walked one.
Okay, let's go to the next one. He's just berating her. Okay, we all know about this trial. This was the young thug, the young the YSL RICO case. There was lots of explosive exchanges in this case. Young thug was Jeffrey Lamar Williams. The defense attorney was Brian Steele, Mike Schott, and Doug Weinstein. The prosecutor was Adrian Love. Young Thug and others were charged under Georgia's RICO statute for allegedly leading criminal gang. Tensions flared. The judge and attorneys, particularly in a dispute over missing evidence and a motion to suppress police interrogation. We can take a look at some of these exchanges. Some of them are pretty good.
He's talking about the car.
But we still don't know whether or not he had a conversation with Detective Lewis.
And I made it clear. It's 10 years ago.
But you said you had
Oh,
your conversation
really?
with
Nah.
Detective Lewis. That's what you proffer.
I said, or any other detective or law enforcement. Read the transcript. I made it clear. I don't know. He doesn't remember names. He says it was Detective Quinn. Also on the recording on Sunday, January 22, 2023, Mr. Bean is the one who said this happened in the hospital. Your Honor, I'm the one complaining about I don't have the statement. 6 days later, Detective Quinn and Adrian Bean are on recording where Adrian Bean tells Detective Quinn, I lied.
About what?
I lied.
About what?
Who was driving the car. He gets cut off. Detective Quinn says, yeah, tell me about it. Where's that statement? That's what I've been asking for.
It doesn't work that way, Mr. Steele. I'm sorry.
It does work that way.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. And you haven't presented any case law to tell me how to do that. And I'm telling you, as the judge presiding over this case, if you do that, it's misconduct.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm telling you right now.
I don't know what you're telling me. I'm not.
I am telling you, you have no good faith basis at this point in time to ask that now.
And
Or
then
to
his
intimate that.
co-defendants.
Ask any question. You are listening to District Attorney Love.
But yeah, Nat B says that there was loads of explosive testimony or ongoings in the read motion yesterday. I had the read motion playing to play with you guys, and but we just had so much other stuff going on. I never got to it. If you guys are interested in the read stuff, we can follow that every morning. Every time there's anything, we can watch that live. Yeah, you can't shout at a judge. It doesn't even, the judge is, if there's anything to get benefit of the doubt on a ruling and you're yelling at a judge, he's going to go against your benefit of the doubt every single time. He can do it, with good ethics, and you just need to be respectful, period. Let's see what this one's about real quick.
I'm going to play the recording you just heard. This gentleman.
Now let's watch another one. There's some better ones. Let me just get to another one. Oh yeah, this prosecutor was, she did some ugly stuff, man.
Have a seat, sir.
Where it
She baited the defense a lot.
That
Here we go.
a suspect who asks for a lawyer at any time during a custodial interrogation may not be subjected to further questioning, as the court has said, by law enforcement until an attorney has been made available or until the suspect reinitiates the conversation.
Your Honor, at some point,
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm talking,
Your
and
Honor,
I
at
don't know
some
why I
point,
am being interrupted. I will
rulings
not
need
stop.
to be
Your
followed.
Honor. I was speaking.
Ms. Love, y'all got.
I'm sorry, I was
both
speaking.
Both y'all can't talk at the same time.
I know, I
Honor, the
was speaking,
state
and I
called
expect
for
you
years-
allowed to speak when I'm speaking.
Hey, both of you all need to just take it down a notch.
And so, Your Honor, if I may finish, because I was the one speaking before Mr. Weinstein.
But she did that all the time.
You continually engage in this pattern of behavior, Miss Love. You don't want to accept my ruling.
This is a different case. This guy is pro se, not a sovereign citizen. He's just pro se to make a fool of himself. Ever since Brooks did that and was able to hijack courtrooms and make a nuisance of stuff, and it's always with the ugliest crimes, right? This guy, I don't know what I did with my sheet. Is this Ronnie O'Neill? Yeah. This guy, his name was Ronnie O'Neill. This was in 2021. He basically hijacked his whole trial, but he ended up being found guilty. The judge was Michelle Cisco. O'Neill was on trial for unaliving his girlfriend at the time and their 9-year-old daughter. Rest in peace. Say prayers for that family, and for God to heal and to give some type of understanding and know that they're all in a better place. Anyway, for unaliving their 9-year-old daughter and attempting to unalive the 8-year-old son before setting the house on fire. Super ugly case, super ugly trial. He did end up getting 3 life sentences, but look at this idiot just trying to hijack the whole thing.
Some of the most vicious.
I can't believe the judge let him stare down the jury pool like that, like he's going to intimidate them into making a He's talking about the officers, the investigating officers.
The evidence is going to show my son did not see me murder his mom. The evidence is going to show he did not see me shoot his mom. The evidence is going to show my son said many things that are not true. If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God.
All right, Mr. O'Neill, please stop using swearing language. It's not appropriate in a closing argument.
He should be in handcuffs and leg shackles. There you go.
I've seen human beings killed at the hands
See you later,
of others
alligator.
in every way imaginable. You name it, I've seen it. Shootings, stabbings, drownings, suffocatings, blown apart by cars in DUI manslaughter cases. Horrible things. This is the worst case I have ever seen as far as the facts go.
O'Neill was sentenced to 3 life sentences plus 90 years in prison. He's currently housed at Liberty Correctional Institute in Florida. Now let's talk about
Good.
Alex Jones. Haven't talked about him in a while.
There's Alex Jones. We all seen that one. That's an ugly case too. This is all from Law and Crime, this section of it. Law and Crime is really good. I watch them constantly. So if you guys haven't ever checked out Law and Crime, check out Law and Crime. It's really good. You guys remember yesterday when I said we would be every day we would end with a funny animal trick? I forgot to do that yesterday. I don't know what happened at the end. I'll let everyone know. I will. James Collins, and he probably doesn't want me to show this, but I am going to show it. Witness, you will not be allowed to curse the way you are here. We do not appreciate your use of swearing. Please, when you come back, choose to not use them. Cool. I guess she's been put in timeout. Good. Thank you, James. I appreciate you moderating here. I really do, brother, and I trust you wholeheartedly. Okay. I don't even want to know what that crazy lady said. Chats can be crazy, man. I wouldn't want to mod in a crazy chat. I mean, that's nothing compared to what you guys were all probably used to with Reese and the lifeboat and all that. You guys are probably used to some pretty outlandish behavior. It's the past has been nuts, but we are all moving forward and gonna do whatever we can to have fun and create a safe place. So let me see if I missed any starred questions. Oh yeah, we have lots of questions and comments. Sure. Blessed, have a great show. Taking the next couple of days to rest. Fibromyalgia is flaring up. So glad I'm glad I showed you that sooner. Yeah, I am so glad you did too. It's super awesome. We need graphics for a sausage parade. I would easily draw a killer sausage parade. Yeah, you guys, I've showed you guys my artwork before. Yeah. Oh, we're talking about Lieberman. He's worked in recovery in Malibu, Santa Barbara, and Ventura County since the 80s. That's probably where I heard of him. I also worked at a recovery place for a short time in Malibu. It's currently now called Passages. That's not what it was called then when I worked there. But Dr. David, I know the medical director there, like personally, and I just can't remember his last name. I've just always called him David, but he's the medical director there. James Pratty was a medical director at the hospital, one of the hospitals I worked at. These guys are all pioneers of dual diagnosis and being ritualistically abused. These guys are all pioneers. James Pratty wrote the book on MPD, multiple personality disorder. And he was the medical director at a hospital I worked at called Coldwater Canyon. And Pacific Shores, a hospital I used to work at called Pacific Shores. I almost had David. Anyways, I can't remember, but I worked at 2 hospitals with David. But yeah, super interesting. When I worked in the industry, it was the DSMR 3R. So now I think it's the DSM 5 is the current DSM. I'm just seeing if there's any the Wheel of Mayhem. Yeah, it's the Mayhem something. Yeah, I can put it. I do upload a closed caption transcript with the show. That's mostly for the replay. I don't know if you can turn on an automatic closed caption with YouTube. I will make sure all those settings are set to be automatic. Here we go. Check out David Letterman's Stupid Pet Tricks. Yeah. I'm super familiar with Stupid Pet Tricks and David Letterman. I was a super fan of David Letterman. Yeah, we should. I will check out some of those. We're doing late shows sometimes as well as mornings. Yes, I almost did one last night, guys. I was this close to doing one. Yeah, I'm gonna do late shows all the time. I was gonna do one the night during Trump's speech. I was gonna do a late show. So make sure your guys' notifications are turned on to always. And because I will be doing cool content at night, or just popping in the afternoons. I'm just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I'm really just trying to figure it out. I see, like I've lost 70 viewers. They were there for a while. And I don't want to lose viewers. I want to keep it entertaining for you guys and all the new viewers and people that have just became members. I don't want it to be just me fumbling around with papers, like, what the heck? But you guys can tell when I'm in a manic phase. I was in a manic phase yesterday. I could feel it. I knew it. And the shows will probably be a lot better when I'm super manic-y and I can go, but I do digress a lot. And so I will have to check myself on that. I just was trying to get a question up here or a comment or a question. No pressure, Sam. Will you be doing late? Oh, I just did that. I'm an idiot. And when I say idiot, I don't really think I'm an idiot. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Comment. Borrowares as much as better than sausage. Yeah. Or bratwurst. Is that kind of like the European way? Yes. It is. I'm just taking a look at the comments, questions that have been starred. Everything. Yes, I do. Comment. I'm on a fixed income and subsidized housing, so becoming a member isn't possible for me unless it's free. I'll just watch from the sidelines. So there's absolutely dangerous journeyman. I will get you a membership as soon as possible. People gift. Look, here we go. Thank you so much, Galen, for gifting those 10 memberships. I think I'm the one who assigns those, or does it just automatically go to people that comment the most? I am not sure, but thank you so much, Galen, for your support of the show. You are so supportive. I wish there was something I could do for you to support you back more than just being a fumbling empath. Thank you, Teresa Clow. I already gave you a shout out, Teresa. Question I apologize. Already been asked. Dr. Rice. Oh, no. Yes, please. Thank you. Can't think of a better name, asks. I apologize if it has already been asked. What is the name of the Dr. Weiss book you said that changed your life? It's called Many Lives, Many Masters. Many Lives, Many Masters. I will put a link to an Amazon link or some bookstore link to the book. It's not an expensive book at all. Changed my life. And it changed my life in the sense and I've talked about it, but I'll just give like a treatment of how it changed my life. And the treatment is just a short story. It's what people use in Hollywood to present ideas to production companies. So basically, where I was at in my life, I had no spirituality. I had lots of hate. I was looking at a bunch of time in prison. I was fighting cases, and but I was also I was interested in something I was empty. I was trying to fill a void of losing someone in my life, and I didn't know which way to go. And that book was in a mattress in a place where there was supposed to be no books at all. I had just gotten a fight. It was probably like my third fight in probably 4 weeks, about a month. I was in transport. And I was just trying to fight the world. I wanted to feel pain, that physical pain of being hit. I wanted to feel it. And I read that book, and it sent me on a journey through multiple ideologies to land at Christianity. So that's how that book changed my life. And it truly did. And I believe every single word that was written in that book. There was no reason for Dr. Weiss to lie in that book. No reason at all. He left his trajectory in life was planned, was plotted, was scripted, as one of my ex co-hosts used to say. It was scripted for him. And yeah. Let's see if we can see what's going on with Judge Fleischer. I hope we can. See, now look, I did that, and I don't even know where it went. Hopefully you guys can see that. I have my iPad set up to make sure you can or you can't. And you can't. We're just going to say new scene, media presentation, show on stage. We'll see. And there we go. So it's a process to get stuff up on the stage now.
Good seeing you again. Pizza man. Take care.
And it's just a couple lawyers talking. Let's see if anything comes up. We'll watch Judge Fleischer for a second.
I need him to.
Oh.
He presents a lot.
Is your name
Point 124.
Perfect. Thank you, Council. And then your last presentation. Council, what was the reporting date that you were going to?
21st March.
March 21st.
Something's coming up. They're just I think they're waiting for an inmate to be brought in.
What is the last name? Lazo. I'm gonna get it done for.
Hey, was restitution paid?
Yeah, they're waiting for somebody. Judge Fleischer is always good. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my Judge Fleischer content on my.
I know, but was there restitution? I mean, did the other person?
On my page, it's pretty good.
I don't see.
I guess I could go find one. Let's just give this another second.
Januli, it's part of. So there's 500 to one person and then 900 to someone else.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Lazo.
Good morning.
Today's going to cost you big.
Today's going to cost you
It's
big.
going to cost you big today, Mr. Lazo. You're charged of driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged of failure to stop and give information. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 18 months. You must do a thinking for a change.
So do
Or
I.
victim impact panels.
That's how I lost my wife. You guys, most of you guys know that. But
Repeat
my wife
offender
was killed by
DWI
DUI.
education class. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see if other conditions must be added. If they add other conditions, you must complete them. No breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer
Guys,
asks
I'll
you to
leave a
submit a
link to
breath test, you must
the
do
video I
it.
did where I
No
talk about
drugs,
my
no
experience with
alcohol.
DUIs. I've lost 2
Guardian
important people in my
interlock.
life to DUIs.
$500 restitution paid to the first complaining witness. $900 restitution paid to the next complaining witness. 3 days in Harris County Jail as a condition.
Yeah.
What day to begin?
21st.
You said March 21st?
El 21 de marzo va a comenzar.
You need to understand that this now makes 2 DWIs that are going on your record. What happens on the next one?
Oh, he's not going to go to prison on this one.
Like what?
If you ever pick up another DWI,
No, por
what
manejar
kind of sentence will you be facing?
ya estaría enfrentando.
He can be
Pues no
aggressive.
sé, sería más grande, pero ya no pienso manejar y tomar.
Well, I don't know, it
No.
would be bigger than this, but I'm not planning on driving and drinking and driving.
Do you know how many times I've heard that,
¿Cuántas veces yo oí,
Mr. Lazo?
no Lazo?
Sí, a otros yo sé que lo dicen, pero yo sí lo cumplo.
Stop. I want you to listen.
Pero que ustedes,
Do you know how many times people have told me, I'm never going to do it again?
voy a volver a hacerlo otra vez.
Do you know how many times?
¿Sabes cuántas veces?
You never
usted
know what happens in the future.
sucede en el
There's a
futuro?
death in the family.
Hay una
Your
muerte en
wife
la
cheats
familia, su
on
esposa,
you. You lose a son or a daughter.
un hijo, una
You
hija,
never know what happens
sabe lo que va a suceder.
that will cause you
Que podría
to do
causar que
something
usted haga
that you
algo
wouldn't
que no
normally
hubiese hecho
do.
normalmente.
You need to understand that from now on,
Que de ahora
if you ever pick up another DWI, you will be facing a felony charge,
un cargo
minimum of 2 years in prison,
de 2 años,
a maximum of 10
máximo
years
10 años.
in prison.
10 años.
And you don't have to be falling down
Man, why is this guy
stupid
yelling
drunk
right now?
to
Borracho
pick up a felony.
para que le den.
The only thing that needs to happen is you are in a car, you get pulled over,
Que no paran.
just the odor of alcohol.
Olor de alcohol.
An officer is going to look at your record
Que va a mirar su expediente.
and they will make assumptions.
A presumir,
And then you will possibly be facing a felony charge.
intentando un delito mayor.
So if I were you,
Así que si yo
I
fuera
would
usted,
never,
yo jamás,
ever,
jamás
if you've had a sip of
hubiera
alcohol,
tenido
get
un de
into a
alcohol
car.
en un carro.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí, yo lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
There is also a $6,000 surcharge
Su cargo de 6,000
Wow.
that you will be required to pay on this case
en este caso.
because it's a second DWI.
Porque esa segunda
I told you that it was going to
It's
cost you.
expensive
va a
ticket.
costar.
And I will tell you now,
Y le digo,
if you don't pay it,
que si no lo paga,
every $100 that you owe,
en toda
you will sit 1 day in jail.
ya en la cárcel.
So you can imagine,
Así que imagínate.
because with court costs, you're probably going to owe around $6,500 to
So guys,
$6,600.
I mean, we
You can probably
much know
guess
what's
how long it will
happening here.
take in jail to satisfy $6,600
Um,
at $100 per day.
$600 a $100 al día.
we're getting close to the end of the show. I just wanted to talk a little bit about tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna do some body cam footage. I want to show some police body cam footage that I've had lined up for a while to show of some police corruption, people planning drugs in cars. These officers were actually planning drugs in cars and taking people to jail. So I'm showcasing that tomorrow. We're going to do just a quick Diddy update because I know a lot of you are interested in what's going on there. There are some things happening. So we'll do a Diddy update. We're going to show police corruption tomorrow. You know, well, if anything happens in the Karen Reed trial, if you guys have anything at all that you guys want to see, please let me know. And I will showcase, you know, if there's a few people that ask, we'll do it, because if it's interesting for you, our chat in our community is are like-minded people. I'm sure other people will be interested in it. Also, recommended to me last week were there were some cartel members from the drug cartel in Mexico that were handed over to the U.S., which is game-changing. That was because of tariffs. So when people want to complain about the tariffs, now look, it's starting to chip away at the fentanyl situation, and I'm super against fentanyl. Of course, we all are. We're all, because it takes lives. But when people see that that's happening, the cartel members that are left, they're like, wait a minute, these guys are getting handed over. We need to stop sending over something that's killing our kids and Americans. We need to stop sending that over. So all that is the war on drugs and the war on fentanyl. So I'm going to showcase those stories. So tomorrow's shows promises to be really good. A lot better than today, than me fumbling around. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, no, you're doing good. We're here for you. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. But I want it to be exciting too. I want it to be fun-filled, action-packed. You know what I mean? I really do. And, you know, some humor. Oh, and I'm not going to forget to leave on a funny animal trick. And we will do this every day. Maybe it's because I watched this one 100 times. Now I don't like it, but it is funny. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the gifts, memberships, and super chats. Those all mean so much to me and the channel. And we were it's just going to help grow this channel, so I can provide content. So me taking hours away from tattooing to make videos, and you guys will start seeing those videos. I'll try to get one uploaded tonight. They're cool little mini documentaries that take me days to make. But it's all for all of us. I love doing it. Hopefully you guys will love watching it. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
We